And welcome back to the RJ Chapman Show. Once again, a special guest, but this guy and I go back 37 years. Is that correct, George?
That's right.
Dang, this is George Torkelson. We served together. We were underwater with 150 other people for about 2 years. That's crazy to think about.
It is.
What do you think about that submarine stuff?
Well, I think that it was one of the best choices I ever made in my life. And in meeting people like you and becoming lifelong friends and having lifelong friends that you meet throughout your 26 years in the military.
Yeah.
It's just no other occupation can say that.
You know, I remember the first time I met you. I don't know if you remember this story, but I reported to the Pogey, and Terry Osmond, shout out to the Cobb, I showed up with my uniform on, and he goes, take that boomer pin off and throw it in the garbage and spit on it, because it was a fast attack submarine.
Yeah.
So you do what the Cobb tells you to do. And I'd been there just a short amount of time, and you were the hot runner. You made chief when I made chief. Mm-hmm. At 89 or at 90, somewhere.
90, yeah.
Okay, so we both made chief at the same time. And when I got to the boat, I loved you, but you were the competition because you got the highest marks of any chief on the Pogey. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Georgie, I really like him, but gosh dang it, I got to get a better evaluation.
Yeah.
But we became close friends, and our families all knew each other, and I thought it was a really great ship to be a part of. What was your job on that dang thing?
I was a chief sonar technician, so my job was to keep the ship out of trouble when it comes to underwater, when you have a lot of surface traffic above you. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that the ship is safe.
Yep.
And then when you're on mission, you have to make sure that those bad guys know that they're not alone. Keep them all in check.
Yeah. I you know what I loved about you being the sonar chief, and you know, I was the chief of the boat. I worked for the captain, not on that boat, but you know, it's a very close relationship. Mm-hmm. But I think the sonar chief and the commanding officer, especially when we're at battle stations, I mean, you are the eyes and the ears of that submarine.
Yeah.
And we're someplace where we're not really supposed to be. I don't know where that is, but that connection between you and the captain is very close.
Well, it also helps when you're right across the hallway from the captain's stateroom.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when things happen, he has to walk right in. Typically, the sonar shack it's not a very big space, and it's dark. Typically, it's lit up in blue light, and then there's 5 or 6 people in there at all times.
Right.
And then the captain will walk in at any moment, so you can't sit there and be unprofessional.
Right.
Because you never know who's going to walk in through that door.
Yeah.
And especially when things are going down. When you're just going from point A to point B, it's not a heck of a lot happening because there's so much water going over the submarine, you can't hear anything anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But once you're slowed down and you're there to
listen,
find something,
right,
or prevent from hitting something when you come into periscope depth,
right,
that's when you make your money.
Well, it's funny you just mentioned the door from the captain's thing being right across from sonar. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's the proximity to get out of bed, walk 3 feet, and know what's going on in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, no other workstation is that integrated into the command suite.
Okay.
So nowadays, the Virginia, and probably all follow-on ships from the Virginia, sonar is in the control room.
Oh.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because you have to be able to listen, and you have to watch your screens, and you need a little bit of privacy, and you need quiet
right
to do that. And you're always recording. Back in the day, we had the reel-to-reel recorders, so people, you said something, it's on that tape.
Right.
So you have to really be careful what you say. You can't be a lot of nonsense
Coking and
happening.
joking and yeah.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
But nowadays, everything digitized. Most things you don't need a lot of, hearing. Mm-hmm. You obviously need hearing because you're sonar, but
sure.
Everything is, through AI and things like that. It's a little less forgiving.
I see. I was just, when you talked about the quiet, I don't know if you know this, and maybe you have it too, but I have super sensitive hearing, and I think it's from 14 years underwater.
Yeah.
And if somebody would like drop their fork, you know, you'd find that guy and have a word with him.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
pull him aside because we heard the fork drop. Somebody else might hear the fork drop.
Yeah, because if you have people working, machinist or whatever, back aft in the engineering spaces, if they drop a wrench and it hits the hull, that transmits. And it transmits right, well, we're right there, but if somebody wasn't right there, they could still hear that.
Yeah.
Because not many things in the ocean make a metallic sound.
That's a good point. No fish make metallic sounds.
No. They make all kinds of weird sounds, but none like
I know you can't
Plank.
hear those fish making those noises, the sails,
Oh, heck yeah.
whales and all that stuff. It's crazy.
And then there's a video display that's out in the control room where the officers of the deck, they're watching that thing like hawks, you know. So if they see the slightest blip come down the screen, they're like, "What's that? What's that?" It's like, geez, relax. It's
A
nothing.
whale just burped.
Yeah, it's biologics.
Biologics.
Even though you have no idea what it was because you weren't there.
I remember. What is it? What was that line with biologics? There was a line I thought. I mean, best bearing or something. Biologics in the area, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But this whole sonar thing was pretty cool. But is your hearing sensitive today?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering if I was alone.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, my whole life I've got paid to listen, so I don't talk a lot. I like to listen.
Yeah, it's when I'm like at a restaurant and they'll be like 30 feet away, people talking. I can hear the conversation, so it's kind of crazy. I have to kind of block out stuff just to pay attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But how long were you on Pogey?
3 years.
So
3.5
I left.
years, yeah.
Oh yeah, so I left to go be Cobb of the Portsmouth, and you're still on the Pogue.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to North Pole?
I didn't go on that ship. I went on another one.
You did go to the North Pole?
Yes.
How was it?
That was good. We had a problem where we had to surface under the ice, and that was pretty cool. There's an under ice sonar that
Right.
broke,
Oh.
so we as sonar are responsible for the under ice. So we had to go out there and try to patch the fiberglass.
Oh.
So that wasn't very fun.
Right.
It was freezing.
You know, I heard so the under ice sonar, and we'll use my ceiling as an example. So this sends a little ping, and it tells you how thick it is.
Yep.
And you're looking for a what? What's the name of that thing?
Polinia.
A plania.
Yeah, so as you're high frequency pinging,
Yeah.
you can tell, and you're going like maybe a knot.
1 knot.
Maybe
yeah,
1 knot.
Just creeping.
Yep. And you're looking for a thin spot in the ice so that you blow your ballast tanks, and then the sail sits under the ice, and then you blow all the ballast tanks, and then the weight of the ship will just push itself through the ice.
Gosh, dang.
And the planes will come vertical
Oh.
so that you don't have horizontal planes trying to push through the ice.
Oh, yeah.
But that's when the ships had sailplanes.
You know, somebody told me, and I like looking at my ceiling thinking about it, that when the submarine is under the North Pole, and let's say it's at 50 feet, and they got the periscope up, and they're driving, and they can see the ice, and it kind of looks like a popcorn ceiling.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And every time I look at my ceiling, because it's not popcorn, but I can imagine a submarine going over that, and then they find the Polana. Is that what it's called?
Polinia.
Polinia, and like you say, they sit on it, and then blow all the ballast tanks and pop up.
Yeah.
And then how do you get out? Is there ice on top of all the hatches and stuff? I mean,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, there's chunks of ice on there. You try not to get too thick, but
Yeah.
you can push the ice off.
Did you go out and walk around in the North Pole?
Yeah.
How was it?
Cold.
Did you?
We had Arctic gear, but
Did you?
it was cold.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Did you do any experiments or just walk around and show you can do it?
Well, like I said, we had to surface to fix something.
Okay.
So that was we wouldn't have surfaced if we didn't have to get up there and fix something.
Oh, okay. That wasn't a plan then.
Yeah,
to
it wasn't.
surface.
It wasn't a planned surface.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a bonus though.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat because I never done that. I missed that by a couple of months on one of my ships.
Yeah. It's pretty neat when you're under the ice. The ice will crack, and it sounds like a gunshot.
Oh, no
I
kidding.
mean, like you put an ice cube in a glass of water and you
Yeah.
hear it cracking.
Yeah.
Well, just
Times
increase that by hundreds.
Man.
That's how loud those ice cracks can become.
Gosh, dang.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear it or just sonar?
No, just sonar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you have to make your way out of there, and then that's when you use the forward-looking stuff to
Yeah.
not hit an iceberg.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so you have to find your way out.
How deep can some of those icebergs go?
I don't know,
I don't know either, but
probably 40, 50 feet, I imagine.
oh yeah, well
Maybe more, I don't know.
Oh, but I don't know how far down you can go before you hit the bottom. So there's a sweet spot
Oh, yeah.
from an iceberg to the bottom.
That's why we have quartermasters. That tell us how deep the water is, and we have thermometers that tell us how deep the water is.
Okay,
mean-
okay. It's still a little tricky though.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's not a walk in a park, and it's not 13,000 feet deep
No,
before you hit the bottom.
no.
You know, I always thought too that the most dangerous time for a submarine is going out of port or coming into port. Because if you have a problem, you hit a ship hits you, and you go down, you might have a chance to survive because it's only maybe a couple of 100 feet. And maybe you can escape. We have ways to escape
Sure.
out of these submarines. But, you know, like I don't even know, Georgie, probably like 95% of the ocean is greater than we can make it.
Oh, yeah.
We can only go so far. Any past that, we implode. And that's the end of the story. And 96% of the ocean is a lot deeper than that. Mm-hmm. How many years did you do on submarines?
26.
All on submarines?
Yep.
What was your shore duty? What did they do with sonarmen for shore duty?
Well, my first shore duty was called NavStad. It was when the sonarmen are not on mission or whatever, they still got to keep themselves sharp. So they make tapes of different things. You know, they make beginner tapes and they have like merchant ships on them because you can hear a cargo vessel go by,
Right.
and then you can turn count how fast the screw is going. So that's kind of an art. So when you have young sailors that come in from A school and C school,
Right.
you got to keep them proficient. And then they also have different other type of tapes where you can put them through, you know, the tone.
Can you get
Tones.
advanced? Like, I mean, here we're trying to listen to a typhoon, or
Yeah,
we're
oh,
trying
yeah.
to listen to an alpha.
Things like that.
Wow.
And you got to, I mean, it's all about proficiency
Right.
because you don't want the first time someone hears something in a real life situation with anything.
Right.
I mean,
But if it's the first time you heard it, you don't know what that is. And if you have heard it before, it probably reminds you of this is this.
yeah, oh yeah.
And then they got people like you know, validating and making sure that they're calling what it is. Because you can make a bad call.
Oh, certainly. And I've done my share of bad calls.
I was going to say, ever made a bad call, George?
Yeah. Well, when you become a sonar supervisor, you have a lot of experience. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, we've had some second-class sonar supervisors that were just sharp as you can imagine. And then you've had some first classes that haven't quite been as sharp. And so when you're on mission, it's when it really, you want the best of the best out there.
Yeah.
When you go to battle stations.
Battle stations.
When you have some kind of a party, tracking party, you have to have your own.
Now, that's not a party with party favors.
No, that's not a party with party
That's
favors.
not with a hat. We're tracking party means we got 4 or 5 of the best honed in on a tone.
Yep.
Trying to figure out. I mean, you've seen the movie Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
and when they're following, you know, and they do the crazy Ivan. When they turn around, the Russian turns around, and then we all go quiet.
Yeah.
Is that crazy Ivan a true thing? Or are you at liberty to discuss that?
I'm not at liberty.
Okay. Well, in Hunt for Red October.
Yeah. Well, you know, I watch some of these shows, and I'm like, you know, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say?
Yeah.
I mean, Jonesy, he just dropped
Yeah.
5 quarters and a dime. Like, get out of here.
Jonesy was the sonar guy.
Yeah. Jonesy was the man.
Yeah, he was
We
the
all
man.
we all wanted to be Jonesy back then.
Jonesy was everybody's idol as a sonar guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like.
And he was a one-man show, you know.
He was.
I mean, he was all by himself in that room. Going,
There was
"What
no
the
other
heck?"
sonar
No
guys,
other- yeah,
and
no
all he had
other-
on was his Bose headphones. You know, he didn't have. So a little Hollywood there.
Yeah. He's turning left. He's turning right.
Yes.
What?
He's changed depth, sir. Wow, Jonesy's good.
Yeah.
He is good.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But you're right, it's Hollywood. Well, so 26 years. What'd you do after the Navy?
I went to work at for the government at Electric Boat in Groton, Connecticut, where any contractor that builds stuff for the military has to be overseen by the government. And especially someone like that, where you're spending $4 or $5 trillion or $1 billion on a submarine.
Gosh dang.
It has to be overseen. It has to be tested. So
How'd you like that
I
job?
did that. Great. I worked at Quonset Point when I first started in the quality assurance.
Nice.
And that's where all the magic starts. Plates of steel come in and they make round holes and they stuff them with all kinds of equipment. And then I did that for 5 years, and then I moved to Groton and become a production controller for the Columbia class SSBN.
We are waiting.
coming.
It's coming here.
Yeah.
And we're getting it first, and we need it because these Tridents are pretty dang old.
Oh, I know.
And
They're way past their life.
yeah, but they've been taken care of. We take very good care of them, but it's tough because they're getting old. But I think the Columbia, is it 2028?
Yeah, 2028 was the goal. I think it might be pushed back because
Sure.
of some issues they've been having.
Well, the first one's always tough.
Yeah.
The first one of any class is always tough. But I'm excited to get it. And, they finished Columbia. It's not like they haven't started the second submarine. It's being made, too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just going to take a while.
Yeah, and the follow-on Virginia is already in design.
Oh,
So they've already got proof of concepts for a follow-on fast attack version.
right.
So, our shipbuilding industry has never been more
Robust.
robust, and, the plan is always there for the next whatever.
Yeah, I think, and everybody I'm sure will agree with me if you really think about it, the triad of nuclear weapons. Submarines are a major part of that. And then other nuclear weapons are like missiles in the dirt, and then the other ones are launched by the Air Force. And that's the three things. But we make up a majority of that trident of those three things with those nuclear-powered submarines and those ballistic missile submarines.
Well, we're the only leg of the triad that nobody knows where it's at.
Exactly.
The ones in the dirt, you can't move them. The ones that are
On a
in the
plane.
Air Force,
You can shoot them down.
sure.
But a submarine, you do not know where it is.
Yep.
I read this book. I don't know if you read this book. You read this book called Blind Man's Bluff?
Yeah.
I can't believe they wrote that book.
I know.
I signed my life saying I'd never talk about some of the stuff that was in the book.
Yeah, it was very advanced for its time.
They really got away with a lot, really. But, it's a good book. I don't read much, but I read that book cover to cover because I'm reading about some of the stuff I did.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I did it.
Like Hunt for Red October, this is a bunch of BS, but that book was kind of real life. Almost hit home. To the point where how can they get away with this type of stuff? But
there was some good stuff there. But
yeah, in the early '80s and the mid '80s, when I was, cutting my teeth in sonar, there was a lot going on.
That's the Cold War.
Yeah, the Cold War. There was. You look forward to going on watch every day because you knew something was.
You're looking
potential.
For that needle in a haystack.
Yeah. Yeah, once you find that needle in the haystack, then it's like game on.
I remember when we would find the needle in the haystack, and we were supposed to be out there for like a 60-day thing, but we found the needle in the haystack at like the 58th day. Well, you don't get to leave the needle alone.
Yeah.
You get to keep following the needle.
Yeah.
And so 60 turned into 70 one time. 60 turned into 70. 70 turned into 80. And we were waiting on the Mustafus to come relieve us. And, the Mustafus was broken. So we got to wait. So 60 turns 70. 70 turns into 80. 80 turned into 90. And we're running out of food. And we were down to a bowl of soup for breakfast and half of a sandwich for dinner. No lunch, no mid-rats. And we lost a lot of weight as a crew.
Yeah.
And we ended up being out there, get this, 109 days before the Mustafus finally got fixed and relieved us, and we could leave the needle to them and come home.
Yep.
And everybody was out of cigarettes and ice cream.
Yeah, that happened to us too. And on the Flasher, that was my first boat. And we were only supposed to be out for 60 days. On the 50-something day,
See?
we found something, and we're like, and we ran, and we were 96 days. And I'm like, what in the world?
I
And
know.
everybody was mad at us, sonar, because why didn't you let it go?
Let
what
it
are you
go.
talking about?
Can't you just say you lost it so we
Yeah.
can go home?
When we were down to recycling coffee grounds, I mean, smokers, they were just,
Dying.
at the very end of the cigarette, they were just like, there might be 2 or 3 pieces of tobacco.
You know,
And they would harvest that tobacco like it was their life.
hey, we were out of cigarettes, except this one guy. This one guy always had a smoke. And they would follow him around to where when he put it out in the ashtray, they could get the butt.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember I was on watch one time, and now this guy still had it, but this chief goes, all right, Chapman, I want you to go through every ashtray on this submarine. You find me something. I'm like, oh, my God. I know there's nothing. I know but there's been nothing for 2 weeks, I'm thinking. And the chief, you better, come on, don't let me down. You know, he needed something, right?
Yeah.
And I end up in the engine room. I'm way back in the middle of nowhere, and I spy, one of those butt kids. We call them ashtrays, but I see it. I'm going, oh, I never knew there was one back there. So I crawl through the pipes and get up there, and I lift it up, and I open it, and there's an old chewed-up stogie, an old beat-up cigar. And well, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I bring it up to the chief. I go, okay, chief, this is all I got. Wait, I'm not going to do anything with that. Give me that. And about half an hour later, he goes, quartermaster, give me some of that lens paper. And he crumpled that stogie up and made himself a little cigarette. He smoked.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's one of the things that I'm so happy I never started.
Yes. Woo. Oh, gosh. Jeepers creepers. But, well, I am so glad you came down with your beautiful girlfriend, Lauren, and spent some time with Terry and I.
Thank you. We are so happy to see you every time we see you.
Well, we like being, the hotel. We love that with our friends that come down from the frozen north.
Yeah.
I talked to you the other day. You're like, oh, it's 20 degrees. I got to get out of here. I'm thinking, poor Georgie. Come down to Florida, will you? You can stop by and see us on the way back or no?
No, because we have to take a different route back.
Okay.
So-
But maybe next year?
No,
right?
absolutely.
Maybe I'll get up there.
Yeah, that would be great to have you and Terry come up. And,
Who? Oh, yeah, Terry. The bride. 35 years. About the same time we met you.
Yeah.
Terry, that was Terry's first little duty station too, Poggy.
Yep, she was part of our family.
She was. Still is.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's great.
That's what happens when you meet friends like you and Terry and
Yeah.
all the others, and it's just you become family.
Well, that submarine thing's crazy too. When you got 150 people for 100 days. I mean, I know your kids. I know your wife's name. I know where you're born.
And that's the huge difference about being on a carrier or something where you only meet the people you work with.
Sure.
And in the submarine where you are family with the whole crew.
Right.
Or worst enemies. I mean,
Well, you got to
you're not
get
getting
along.
with everybody.
You got to get along.
Yeah.
And we majority.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely. Most of the time.
Well, I didn't really like George that much, but no, I. But George,
I grew on you.
yeah, you did. You grew on me. But thanks for coming down and thanks for being on the show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That was a lot of fun.
Well,